Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. So, let us discuss our lesson by review a bit what we have learned previously. Previously, we learned two important concepts in the methods lesson, which is the first one is the passing parameter, and the second one is the return value. So it probable for you to pass a parameter without return value, or return value only without passing the parameter, or both at the same time. You can passing parameters and return value. So let me show a bit. Let me start with passing parameter. So when we mention passing parameter, we need another method. So to create another method, as I shows here, we start with the public static. Public static void and the name of our method. Say that the name of our method is calculation area. So let us start with the blank bracket without passing parameter. Say that we want to let me put say that let me put like this. I start with very simple example. Integer length equal to 5, or let me make it shorter. Okay, so we assume that this a rectangle, not a rectangle, a box with equal length, what we call it. Sorry, I forgot about that. Okay, say that we want to calculate area by sending length to the calculation area. So to call calculation area, the way is just put the name of the method name. Okay, the better way is to copy and paste, because we reduce the probability that we make mistake. So when we mention passing parameter, we just put the variable that we want to pass to the method, to the new method that we have created. So inside the bracket of the new method that we have created, we need to declare another variable to receive the value from the caller from the main method. Say that I put it only L, and so I perform the calculation here. Integer area equal L times L. I just mentioned that we are using the box equal size, so the area is L times L. So it's complete. D is the example that I show here is passing parameter. Passing parameter is regarding to pass parameter inside the bracket. The parameter we refer is the value that you want to share with the new methods. Okay, that is passing parameter. That's complete. So if we need to recap, is first you need to put something in bracket when you call the new method, and in the new method, just put a new variable to receive the value, the caller method. Okay, now we want to return value. So to return value, I mentioned several things previously. The first one is the keyword return. The keyword return, and what value that you want to return. The value say that we want to return area. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is public static void should be changed. Void means does not return value. But if you want to change, if you want to return value, you need to change the void to the data type of the variable that you return. The data type of area is integer. So just put integer to replace void. And the third thing, in the caller, you need to receive the value that has been written. To receive is integer, say that, integer output or result, or whatever variable that you want. That's all. The first one is the keyword return and the value that you want to return. Don't forget semicolon. The second one is public static void. You need to change that void to a data type. Data type is the data type of the variable that you return. The third thing is, previously we call without accepting values. Now we call and we need to accept the value because it has been written from the new methods. Okay, that's all. Okay, what we are going to cover here is another concept in the method lesson, which is called method overloading. Method overloading, we mentioned previously, in a class, we can have more than one method. Previously, before we learn this topic, we have a default method that has been created by our IDE, and the default method is called main method. Then we can create another method, our own method, by using the rule that we have discussed many times previously. So there is another concept. This concept is, say that when you create the second method with the name ABC, if you create the third method with the name ABC as well, with the different parameters. When we mean different parameters, it is probably different in terms of data types or in terms of the number of parameters. So when two methods or more than two methods have the same name with different parameter, we call it method overloading. Okay, so let me read the slide. Within a class, we can define more than one method with the same name. This is the definition of method overloading. When we create more than one method with the same name but different parameter signature, we will elaborate further later. We call this method overloading. Parameter signature is the number and types of the parameters. It can be different numbers of the parameter. When we mention parameter, we are referring to what inside the bracket. If the number of the variable in the bracket is not same, but the name of the method is same, we call it method overloading. Or the type is not same. Although the number is same, the first one integer, The other method that use the same name but use different data types such as double, so we still call method overloading. Two methods are said to have different parameter signature, what I just said just now. If both methods have different number of formal parameters, what the number of what inside the bracket is not same. Secondly, if the number of formal parameter is the same, but the type of the formal parameter must be different, we are referring to data type. Okay. Okay, say that this is the first method with the body. We hide the body now. Say that the first, I mean the another method beside the main method, and the name of the method is method ABC, and in the bracket is blank. After and with all the the body of the method ABC, then you create another method with the same name, method ABC as well, but now it has something in the bracket, one parameter, integer data type. So this is called method overloading because we have more than one with the same name but different parameters. The third example is another method. You create another method with the same name, but in the bracket, you use double. So this is still also called method overloading. Although integer x is one parameter, double x also one parameter, but we still call it method overloading because different data type. So similarly with this, integer x, double y. But the another method is, the first parameter is double, the second parameter is integer. It's also method overloading. Okay. Okay. Please observe here. I have the first method, public static integer re-age without, with blank bracket. So and its body. Then I create another method, public static integer re-age similarly, but with one parameter. So this is method overloading. Okay, please observe carefully. We have more than one method with the same name but different parameter. Okay, another example. I have public static double result with one parameter, double I, and I have another methods with the same name but with different parameter numbers. This 1 and 2. Here only one. We have two methods. So how to call this method? Or when you call method result, which one will be executed? The first one or the second one? Okay, we mentioned previously when you want to call the method, you need to call from the main method. This is the main method. Say that the main method you have something like this. You have some 4 variables with 2 of the variables contain 675 and 68. Then you call the first parameter. You call the result. You call method result. But which one will be executed? It depends to what you put inside your bracket. You put one value inside your bracket. So one value is this result with one value is suitable for this one, for the first method. why I mentioned suitable, because the first method here, I mean the first method after main method, the first method here contain only one parameter. The second method here contain two parameters. When you call with one parameter, it will execute this one, and we return bonus mark, and it goes back to here. Then you call the similar method, I mean, with another method with the same name, but now you put two parameters. So when you put parameter, it knows that you want to call the second one. Second one, we perform the calculation, then we return the result. We display the result. Okay. Okay, let me give you another live example. Say that I have the similar example previously. I have two integer, x equal to y, y equal to z. Then when we call calculation area as previous example, we assume that the boards have the same length. So when we want to calculate area of the boards, we will using the same the width and the height is same. Say that we want to create another method with the same name, or we want to make overloading method where for this method that we are using now, this method is we assume that the board is the same length, but we want to create another method to handle when the width and the height is not similar. So I create another method by using method overloading. Just put public static void. Oh, sorry, because we want to return value. Public static integer with the same name, but we want to receive two parameters: integer width, comma integer height. Okay, don't forget we need to open the body for this method. So when we calculate area, now we use w times h. We need to use that variable, then we return the area. Okay, so for the caller, if you want to call the second one, integer result equal to, you need to use call the method with the two parameters. Say that width and length is x and y in the main method. Okay, that's all. And two methods with the same name but different parameter. This method overloading. Okay, the last thing that I want to cover in this session is regarding invoking method in another class. Previously, I mentioned that when you want to create method, it should be in a class. You can have many methods in one class. But actually, you can do something like this. You can create a method in one class and create another method in another class. So the issue that will occur is how to call a method in another class. Okay, let me say again the issue that I want to highlight here. Actually, it is possible to put one method in one class and another method in another class, or many methods in another class. Is that possible? That is possible, but the issue is how to invoke, how to call a method in another class from the main method in another class as well. Okay. The easier way is what is called a static method. Static method. That is the easier way. I'm going to cover only this method, this way, which we call static method. Please remember, our issue is when you create a method in another class, and then you want to call it from another class. So the easier way is the static method. Okay. First, we can have two options when you create a class. You can create a class with a method, and you open another project or another file. You create class and method in another file, or what you can do is you can create both classes or many classes in one file, one project file. Okay. So say that by default, when you create a class with project, say that method 2 classes, you'll be given to you main methods. So when you want to call another method, you need to call from the main method. Okay. Then you want to create another class. And in that class, you want to create another method. So the first of all, my example is we create two classes in one file. That means after the first class, you create another class. And that class, you shouldn't put public in front. In that class, you shouldn't put public in front of class. The most important thing is the keyword class and the name of the class. That means the second class is my class. The first class is method 2 classes. Then inside class, if I want to create another method in that class, as usual, we start with public static void my methods and the body of the method and whatever. Okay, the issue is how to call this method, because this method is in another class. Okay, by using static method, it's very easy. Just before you call your method, or before you put the method name that you want to call, just put the name of the class. The name of class is my class, then my class dot my method. You cannot put directly my method because my method is another class. Just put the class of the method that you want to call, then dot the name of the method. If the method does not have any parameter, just put without parameter. Okay, so let me see again how to make it, what is the rule? The first rule is when you create the second method or the third, you create the second class or the third class, you shouldn't put public, only one public in one project. Okay. The secondly, make sure the keyword static. Fortunately, we were using previously we used the same thing, public static void. This we call it static method. With the keyword method. It's actually same as previous. The previous method that we created is static method. The third thing is when you want to call this method in another class, put the class name, then that method. I think as simple as that. I hope you can follow it easily. So let me show you live example of this one. So we want to create another class in this project. So the first class is start here and it stop here. This is the first class because inside this class we have main method, we have another method, calculation area. Say that we want to create another class. So we should put outside of the first class. So we can create a new class, say that the name of the class is new method. So the class is without bracket. I mean, without normal bracket. It start with the curly bracket. Okay, the class. Then inside the class, we want to put a new method. Say that we want to put this method. I take this method and put inside new class. So I have the first class, I have main method. The second class, new method, I have calculation area. If you observe, the new class is without public, then the method inside that new method should you should put static. It's not correct to put like that. You should put static. Okay, the third thing is when you want to call calculation area, but now calculation area is a new class. So what you need to do is instead of you call direct like that, you need to put the class, the name of the class of the method that you want to call. I hope you do not confuse about that. So dot, class name and the method inside that one. Okay, I guess that's all. I hope you can follow back this lesson and make sure you understand it as maximum as possible. Okay, bye-bye.